Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the curve yield and Rexshares, I believe it's called, FEPI ETF dividend declarations. So the last day to get these um, dividend paying stocks and ETFs, before the actual ex-dividend date was today by market close. So if you did not get the shares today, the X date is tomorrow. You unfortunately missed the opportunity to buy them. But of course, there will be other opportunities in the future. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. So the first one we have here is the FEPI ETF by Rexshares. I've noticed that they're actually doing pretty good in terms of market cap. They have quite a bit under management right now, 50 million. It's not like a huge amount, but considering how new they are, I would say that's pretty good. Expense ratio is also lower than yield max. Keep that in mind, but the income payout is not quite as high, if I remember correctly. So as you guys can see here, it is $1.20 per share. As I told you guys before, the declaration date is today, the 23rd. You can see down here it's the 23rd. So tomorrow's the X date. So if you did not get in before tomorrow, you basically have all the way until the 25th of next month to pick these shares up. And something I want to point out here is, as you guys can see, every subsequent payout has been slightly larger than the first, so that's good for two reasons. Number one, it shows increases, which we were personally not really expecting increases month over month, but we'll take it. And the second thing is consistency. So these appear to be very consistent. That's good. Keep in mind, if you wanted to take a look at this, you basically just go up here to this website, rexshares.com/FEPI, and you'll get to take a look at the fund and what all different stocks they have in the fund. As you guys can see here, they have quite a bit, and I'm sure this is not all of them. So you just click on this download PDF, and you'll be able to see every single stock and or maybe ETFs that they have in the fund. So now going over to the Curve Invest website. Again, here's the website, curveinvest.com/ETF. This would be the TSLP one, which is Tesla. So we're taking a look at TSLP here. As you guys can see, the yield is not quite as high as yield max, and that's okay because they're trading off some of the yield for price appreciation, which is something that I personally could live with. I love the yield max funds, but I also like having some growth on the side too, which is why we invest quite a bit into some ETFs, index funds, and also into crypto. Although crypto is quite a bit more risky. So anyways, with that being said, one more thing to point out, as you guys can see here, the expense ratio is a little bit higher than yield max and FEPI, so keep that in mind. But if we scroll down here, you can see that Tesla, or the Tesla version, paid literally 55 cents per share. We'll go take a look at the other ones as well. So this is NFLP, 19% distribution yield. So still pretty good, higher than most of the regular consistent monthly paying dividend stocks that we have at M1. So this one, roughly about the same as previous months, 43 cents. And you have the MSFY, which is 10%. Keep in mind, MSFY and MSFO, which is the yield max version, both pay considerably more than Microsoft itself does. So, which one do you want? Microsoft for the growth and the significantly smaller dividend yield, or this one for the potential income? It's completely up to you. So roughly about 11%. You get 26 cents per share. You guys can see that it increased month over month. It's relatively consistent in that area. And then we have the Goopy Goop. One of my personal favorite companies among the Mag 7, which is Google. So you got 29 cents here. Basically increased month over month consistently. That's nice to see. And the payout is also very consistent. So here's APY, the Apple version. You get roughly about 11% on that as well. So you got 24 cents, 32 cents. So this one's slightly lower, but that's still pretty good. It's 24 cents per share, so that's not bad. Share price is $27 a share. That's also not bad. And the last one we have here is AMZP, 15% yield. So this one's slightly higher. If we take a look at the share price, you guys can see that the share price, if I can find it, is currently just under 28 bucks a share. There we go, market price. Okay, so you guys can see month over month, the Amazon one is also paying quite a bit more as well. Just so y'all know, my personal favorite three among the Magnificent Seven stocks is Tesla, Nvidia, and Google. Those are my favorite three. I like the other ones too. Those are just my personal favorites. Everybody's got their own picks. But with that being said, let's take a look at the portfolio here. As you guys can see, there was massive green on the day. That's because the indices pretty much right at the end just absolutely shredded to the moon. So everything went with it. Take a look at this. Clip is up 5.3% today. That's huge. And Clip is also supposed to be having its next payout here soon. We'll be sure to cover that sometime next week. So scrolling down to TSLP and FEPI, you guys can see we have some, shares of each. So if we were to add this up, we'll basically say 5.82 shares of FEPI times $1.20. So we're expecting to get roughly about $7 a share on that. And we have 5 shares of TSLP. So 5 times 55 cents, I believe it was. So 275. So just between the two, we get a combined total of roughly about, I think it's $9 a share. Okay, almost not $9 a share, but $10 for the month in total just between these two shares. And we were basically front running the X date before it happens. So, that's all good and well. We'll get into the actual, the buys and all that stuff later on in the week. So, with that being said, let's actually take a look at the performance of the underlines real quick. So, we'll scroll over to FEPI here. We will take a look at the daily time frame since I think it's probably the most relevant. Actually, you know what? No, we'll take a look at the weekly. That basically covers the last 4 weeks of trading. So as you guys can see here on FEPI, the price is looking pretty good. It has actually gone up quite a bit, as you guys can see, since January, or since roughly about a month ago. We are currently up about 5% on this ETF. So as you can see, it is consistently going higher with the markets. That's a good sign. This is the Netflix curve yield options premium options strategy ETF here. So the price is going up kind of somewhat consistently. It's stagnating a little bit, but that's fine. I mean, it's not going to go up straight to the moon all at once. It takes time for these things to go up. But you can see the price is holding up pretty well here on NFLP. TSLP unfortunately has dumped. That's kind of as a result of Tesla dumping. Tesla has also been dumping, but I mean, in my opinion, this is an opportunity to buy on the dip. We can go back and take a look at Tesla later on, but Tesla generally only goes up over time. And to be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, we're pretty bullish on Tesla. I'm not sure that we're going to get another dip like this for a long time after the Fed's done cutting rates and Tesla starts to look bullish again. I think it's going to be going up for quite some time. So let's take a look at the other ones. So we have MSFY. We'll look at that one next. So this one's looking pretty good. Price is going up, as you guys can see. It's increased roughly about $2 a share, so that's definitely nice. And then we have the Goop. This one's really gone up. It's a pretty massive move. So again, roughly about $1.50 to $2. But since the start of this thing, it's gone up roughly about $3 a share, $3.50 a share, somewhere in there. So that's a pretty big move up. And then we have AAPY. This one's kind of been all around. Main reason being is because Apple had a pullback recently, but now it's moving back up. So it's not really surprising that it looks like this. It's pretty much reflecting the charts, I would say, of the underlying stocks. So the last one is AMZP. AMZP is looking pretty good, actually. It's looking really good. Truthfully, I'd say it's almost looking as good as Google. So you get roughly about $3 share increase since the start of this thing, and about $1.70 or so since pretty much about a month ago of trading. So let's take a look at the TSLP position and the FEPI position real quick. So as you guys can see, we are down just a little bit here. Not much, 7% or about $9. That's not that bad, honestly, compared to Tesla or Tesla itself. If you guys had bought Tesla at the recent peak and you did not DCA down, then you'd be hurting pretty bad right now, I would say. So the other one is FEPI. The one thing I do like about FEPI, just so y'all know, is the diversity. This thing has a lot of stocks in it, so diversity is really good. ETFs are really well known for price appreciation over time, especially even with the dividends like SCHD, for example. That's a good example of what a well diversified dividend ETF can do over the long run in terms of price and dividends. So we're up about 3% on this one, about $10. We were actually roughly about looks like $1.70 in the money, so not too bad. It's looking pretty good. You guys can see it has all the major names in here. Not sure if Tesla's in here or not, but that's okay because we have multiple different uh, exposure to Tesla in multiple different forms, so it's all good. Anyways, with that being said, this is the dividend declaration for FEPI and the Kurv Invest ETFs. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Let me know down below which one you guys like most. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.